Guys, today's video is how to air dry basil. It's pretty much the second video of how to harvest basil. I harvested the basil, got it all cleaned up, and then I show you how I air dry. Now, I have read about different methods of how you can dry basil or how you can preserve basil. There are many ways. You can do it in ice trays. You can just put it in the fridge and eat it fresh. You can put it in oil. You can dehydrate it. You can dehydrate it in the microwave or in the oven or in a dehydrator. I like to use the air dry method. I hang it up, I leave it in there for a couple of weeks, and I think it looks really cool. And I've also heard that it helps to preserve the flavor better. I don't know if that's true. I haven't tried it out, but I guess we'll see. Another thing that I like about it is I totally lost where my train of thought was going. Oh gosh, what was I going to say? Ugh. And another thing you want to remember about air drying is that you want to have a nice, dark, dry area. I've seen a video where, or maybe it was Pinterest that I saw it, where they actually put their basil inside of a paper bag, and that was one, to keep the light out, and two, to keep the dust off. I'm putting mine in a closed closet. I'm not too worried about the dust, and plus I can't imagine that much dust is going to accumulate in a couple of weeks. I could be wrong, but I guess I'll just be eating dusty basil. So that is definitely an option, putting the basil in a paper bag before you hang it. I didn't have any paper bags handy, so that's not something I have tried, but it may be something that I do in the future. Just pick up some little brown paper bags, like sandwich, little lunch sacks. So here's my video on how to air dry basil and other herbs, really, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. So what I'm going to do now is just rinse off the basil in some cool water in the sink and let it sit for a little while. This is the purple basil that actually flowered. Even if I can't eat it, I'm still going to try it, but even if I can't eat it, I am just going to, I'm going to go ahead and dry it, because I figure I can maybe use it in potpourri or use it in candles, because it's got a really pretty color to it. It's almost variegated. It's purple and green. It's really pretty. So I'm just rinsing them off and then putting them in the water. Now, I didn't grow the purple basil from seed, but I grew all the sweet basil from seed, and it was relatively easy. I direct sowed the sweet basil in the bed in the back that I showed you that was too small to really cut from, but the rest of the basil I grew in solo cups and basically grew them in my windowsill until they got big enough to plant. And then I hardened them off. This is the lemon balm. I hardened them off and then transplanted them outside. So I have all of this basil, and I probably spent, I probably spent $3 for the purple basil, and then maybe $1.50, $2 for the seed of the sweet basil. So you've got a tiny little initial investment, and then I'm just amazed. Look at all that basil, and that's just one harvest. And I guess I could have been getting it all along and had actually a better crop of basil if I had been cutting it back like I was supposed to, but I didn't know, and now I do. I'm still learning. So I'm going to leave that for about 10 minutes, and then I'll come back to it. Now that the basil has soaked for about 10 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and put them over here to dry a little bit. If you look closely, these towels I have here are actually cloth diapers. I like to use them because they're really absorbent. And yeah, they're really absorbent. I guess that would be the reason. I did try one of these purple basil, and it was kind of bitter. But honestly, I don't know what purple basil is supposed to taste like because I've never had it before. I think I could tolerate it in a salad. I guess that's a bad way to look at it, that you could tolerate it. I mean, some food is a little bitter, I guess, and it's supposed to be. It could probably complement something else. But I guess I'll have to see. Once the purple basil is growing back some, I'll cut it and see if I can tell the difference. So my plan is to dry almost all of this. I'll probably eat a little bit of the sweet basil. See, isn't that pretty? It's flowered, but it's very pretty, but I guess it kind of defeats the purpose if it's flowered. So I will let this dry so it's not sopping wet when I'm trying to hang it up. So here is the basil that I cleaned off. I've got it here on the counter, and I'm going to dry it off with just a regular towel just to get some of the extra moisture off of it. I'm just going to kind of dab it. It's been sitting here probably 20-30 minutes or so. I'm just going to dab it a little bit. It'll finish drying in the closet. And so once I've done that, I've just got some rubber bands, just regular cheap rubber bands. I haven't used rubber bands before this. I kind of like using the twine, but I saw on somebody else's vlog where they use rubber bands because from experience they know that as the plants shrivel as they dry, they sometimes will fall out if you use like twine or whatever, but with the rubber band they'll still stay stuck. And once these are dry, you're only going to use the leaves anyways. So I'm not going to do these in great big bunches because I don't want them to be too close together or too tightly together, because then I would worry that they could get molded or mildewed or whatever before they actually dry out. So I don't want that to happen. So I'm not doing huge bunches. I think I'll do this one and then I'll do the small ones together. I'm really kind of amazed how much basil I got out of that little bit. And what I plan on doing with these, once they're dried, I'm going to put them in a mason jar and just keep them handy for like spices and food. You can also freeze them. You can put them in oil, and those are things. Oh, this one's got a worm on it. Those are things that I'm gonna work on eventually as well. But I don't know, I kind of have a fascination with drying out herbs. I can't remember if I said this in my last video or not, but I told my stepmother, I was like, You know those movies that are set like in medieval times, or, you know, like the early, like 1200, 1400. I kind of think of the movie Robin Hood with Kevin Costner in it. And the witch in the movie always has all these herbs hanging from the ceiling. Oh, I just totally broke that off. Has all these herbs hanging from the ceiling. I said, that's kind of what my closet looks like right now. Of course, that was before I put what I had in jars. So I'm kind of getting a leaf with this one, but it wasn't very gentle. Apparently, I went too tight and broke it off. I might just have to eat those. I'm going to put this with this bunch over here. So now I'm going to do the purple, same way. And like I said, the purple, because it flowered, I am told that it's bitter. The one that I tasted did taste bitter, but again, I don't know the regular flavor of purple basil because I've never had it before. But I think it's really pretty, and I think that I could probably use it in candles or potpourri, that kind of thing, which is another thing that I'm really interested in with the herbs. So I missed one. As you can see, I have my bunches of basil here, and then my one little thing of lemon balm, which is there. And then on my table, I wanted to show some different examples of things that you could do to hang dry your herbs. So this is just a coat hanger. I've got like some little clips that I had laying around the house. And the way that you could use this, obviously, is just to clip the basil on there, which I'm not able to do very well one-handed. And then you would then hang it from the ceiling like that. And then you could also use like a coat hanger and some paper clips, and you could attach that paper clip to the rubber band and then hang it from the coat with the coat hanger from the ceiling. The first couple of batches of things that I've dried, I've just used twine, and then I've hung it from the ceiling just with not paper clips, but push pins, thumbtacks, and that's worked great. This is one of the things that I've worked on. I got the girls to get me a stick out of the yard, and I tied some twine on it, and I put, these are like little curtain, I don't know what you call them. They're little curtain rings, you know how you can hang your curtains up with the little clips. And so I plan on just clipping my bunches to these little clips here and then hanging it from the ceiling. I put a couple of cup hooks in the ceiling. Obviously, this is not going to be able to carry any kind of weight because I didn't put it in a stud. It's just in the sheetrock. But I figured that was better than me putting thumbtacks in the sheetrock over and over again. So I'll get this all set up and I will show you a clip of it. I actually think with these, I probably did not even have to rubber band them. I probably could have just clipped them, but I have no way of knowing if these little clips are going to hold well, because this is my first time trying this. And I'm going to put the lemon balm by itself so that it doesn't, I don't know if it'll absorb any of the smell from the basil. Here we are, we have purple basil, sweet basil, and you can see I just tied it where I needed it to be. And this is just like a catch-all utility closet kind of deal. Here's the other one. Don't mind the hole in the ceiling. Here's the other one, and you see the lemon balm there. And then I already had chocolate mint, lavender, and rosemary hanging from the ceiling. So I just took the thumbtacks down and attached them to these little clippies. So I think this will work, because if I'm in a rush and I don't feel like doing the whole rubber band or tying it thing, I probably can put them directly in those clips. So I'll let you know how that goes. I actually bought these on Amazon when I was going to make a curtain in our RV, and I was thinking of ways to do that. But I think that you could buy them in the curtain section or curtain rod section, like at Walmart or wherever. So I'm hoping that they'll work. I don't know if they'll slip through as they, get smaller in size, or if they'll stay clipped. So I will have to keep you posted on that. I hope you enjoyed this video on how to air dry basil. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. And if you have any constructive criticism, I'm happy to receive that as well. You guys have a great day, and thanks again for watching.